I am ancient, I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior. I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wrath of a just god. But the war years and the killing years wore down my soul as the wind wears down stone into sand.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to
Hello there.
Curse of Strahd, Session 1, The Throes of War. D&D. I never thought I'd be doing D&D again, but here we are. I've been bullied into it with these lovely group of people. So let's introduce our party first and foremost, starting with Rachel. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Rachel, or SwtBeat Online. I am playing Luelle Goreaxe, a paladin in Curse of Strahd.
Hi guys, my name is AranMusicProductions, RNMP. I'm going to be playing Angus Ridgecliffe, the folk hero fighter.
Hi, I am Kieran, aka KaradanZero, and I will be playing the gnomish wizard Plont Grefla.
Hello, I'm Simone, aka SimoneIsSimone, Timothy, and also Karadan1 online. I'm going to play Katyana, just Katyana in the game, Rogue.
And I am Satanic__Bunny, also known as Bun Bun, and I'll be playing as Agitha Thistlecrown, the investigatory warlock.
What a lovely group, a lovely cast we have gathered here for this D&D campaign that I have run a number of times, and we'll see what new spin I put on it this time. We will see. But let us begin Session 1, The Throes of War. Fog rolls in over the mountainside. A sea of mist with a slow smog wave creeping down the slope. The fog has been thicker lately, arriving in the morning and lingering during the day. This was something that was noticed by the Tribia Royal caravan travelling through the wilderness. The caravan emblazoned with the symbol of the crown, a regal red ruby embedded onto a blue hammer, a symbol of the ties between the faith of Tyr and the royalty. The horsemen flanking the caravan as it travels down the dirt and mud in a procession towards the homeland. In the centre were two royal carriages, one for the prince and princess, the other for Queen Alexhen of Tribia. The wind howls as snow begins to fall from the grey sky. A sign that they would be reaching home by nightfall. The Queen's Guard rejoice, as the days-long trek had been particularly treacherous, with rogues, vagabonds nipping at their heels during their travels. It also seemed as if nature itself was working against them, as they had travelled through vicious storms and other meteorological phenomena. Now they deal with the mysterious and oppressive fog. The guards on horseback with their glistening blue and purple armour tried to avoid the fog at first, but with each day this became harder and harder. The camera moves into one of these carriages. This one is occupied by Princess Ishlin and her older brother, Prince Leo. Accompanying them was the squire of the Order of Tyr, Luelle Goreaxe. Truth be told, she was not sure why she was there. She had figured that this was some kind of punishment by her mentor and knight, Millicent of the Divine Order of Tyr. While El's garrison was sent out on their first mission outside the city gates for patrol, she, on the other hand, had been ordered by Millicent to accompany this caravan on their diplomatic mission to the nation of Edgewater. The silence in the carriage was palpable, the only noise being the clopping of hooves, wheels juttering over the rough terrain and mud, the sound of wind whistling through the cracks in the little areas of the caravan. Leo sits there with his goblet, filling it up for another drink, his 6th drink of the day, his face already red and ruddy. Ishlin, on the other hand, is distant, staring out the window, playing with a dark red ruby brooch that was said to be the first mineral ever mined from the snow mines. A symbol of strength of the Tribune House, a gift from Tyr himself. El could tell that there was something weighing heavily within Ishlin's mind. They had been close friends ever since childhood, but even a stranger could tell that the princess's mind was occupied with thoughts that troubled her, her demeanor distant. Within the silence, with one in the carriage not quite there, another filling his gullet with copious wine, and a squire that didn't quite feel like they fit in. How does El feel in this moment of silence on the way back home?
I think she's side-eyeing the prince drinking too much, and she is looking at the princess with worry, but not. She's trying not to look worried because she knows like part of her job is as a security is to not really be involved. But I think because she's young, she's not necessarily skilled at it.
Do you say anything, or do you just remain in silence?
I wouldn't say anything in front of the prince.
Did you want a drink, good squire? You seem to be staring a hole right through me. As he's sloshing the drink and it's almost spilling out of his goblet as he moves around.
I think you've had plenty to drink for everyone in this carriage. I wouldn't want to take any from you.
Nonsense.
Sir.
There's plenty of drink to go around. Plenty of drink. I'm sure there's another goblet somewhere around here as he starts to move around through the carriage. It tries to stand up, but very quickly falls back over, spilling his drink slightly on his royal garb, and he's like, "Oh, what a shame. My royal garb has been defiled."
Shame indeed. I need to stay sober to ensure safe travels.
What do you think will happen, squire? Sorry, what is your name again? And then that's when Ishlin, sort of still staring out with still staring out of the window with her bright emerald eyes, just says, "El. Her name is El." What kind of name is El? Is it short for Ellen?
It's short for Luelle.
Oh, well, what a commoner name. As the prince drinks down the from the goblet, you can see the scarring on his face. He is the lord of the snow mines, so he quite often goes down to the snow mines to make sure that the miners are doing their job, and that the people that are making sure that they're doing their job are also doing their job. He's basically in charge of the snow mines, but you can see that the cost of that has shown on his body. Do you say anything in particular at this moment, or just once again remain silent?
No, she's trying to remain professional, considering she's been put into a situation that she thinks she needs to prove herself. So she's going to try and behave as professional as she can
Okay.
to prove she doesn't belong here, essentially.
Leo looks over at his sister and he just says, "Oh, dear sister, I think something is weighing heavily on your mind. Perhaps you want to enlighten us all, because it's dreadfully boring on this trip." Ishlin sighs. She's got this sort of regality about her, the polar opposite of Leo, who's just very chaotic in a way. Ishlin embodies the order that Trivia has. And she just says, "Well, I've just been thinking about the future, dear brother. The Baron of Edgewater made an agreement with our mother that I'm to be wed to the Baron's son, Otto. Seems like a nice enough boy." "Yes. Sure, seems like a nice enough boy, and I'm sure both of you will be ruling Trivia with utmost grace and dignity." Indeed. You can tell that Ishlin is troubled by these deals and arrangements that have been made with her, and she kind of looks at you and she gives you like a weak smile, reminding you of your years when you were younger, running through the halls of the castle, playing around, just being kids. And for a moment, you're taken back to those days before the reality of where life has gone now that you're both adults kind of hits you once again. And she just says to you, she says, "Has this been a good trip for you, Elle?"
Well, I'm not going to be forced to marry, so I would say it's been better than yours. But it hasn't been the best.
We've been doing important things here. The acolytes of Bane are spreading across the Moonsea. The Triad must be kept strong. They've been separated for far too long. Now, you know the Triad as being the three gods. There's Tyr, Torm, and another one that you're not too sure what the name is. It's almost like this third god is forgotten with time. But you know that the Triad used to be a very close group, a very close nation, but over the centuries, over the generations, they've kind of distanced themselves. And this marriage proposal between Edgewater and Trivia is attempting to rejoin the faith of Torm and Tyr once again, to start rebuilding the Triad. Because the Triad must be kept strong and rebuild from the fractured state that it is in. That is the only way we can fight against the forces of Bane. Do you ever say an original thought, dear sister, or do you just continue parroting what Mother has told you? Ishlin just sighs before looking back at you, Luelle, and says, "This union of families will be the best for all of us."
Well, people far smarter than I know more of this, so if that is what your mother, our queen, has decided, then so be it. I hope it works out, and I hope you find happiness.
You remember that, and she kind of hushes her voice down while her brother is filling yet another goblet up while he's spilled his last one kind of mostly all over himself. You remember that promise I made to you when we were children, when I would become queen and you would be my queen's guard?
Yes.
Well, if you could make sure that you're always there, I think this marriage, this agreement might be beneficial.
If you give me the opportunity, I will be there.
Of course. It'd be my first order as queen when that day comes.
I look forward to it. I'll wear the title and perform my duties with honor.
You can help share the burden of the crown.
My pleasure.
Such a burden it is. Such a heavy thing, that crown on your head. That's why I'm glad to be Lord of the Snow Mines. Although that is nothing to scoff at, I take the position with the utmost pride and honor. That is how our dear city gains our coin, is through the minerals mined in the snow mines. As he spills more wine over his.
And yes, we appreciate all the work you do in the mines.
Oh, I bet you do. Give me an insight check, please.
16.
That is enough to sort of notice, and it's not very hard to notice this, that Leo has a particular disdain towards those that aren't involved with the snow mines, and especially a disdain towards Ishlin.
Someone has to keep the royal family safe.
Oh, my dear sister believes it will be you one day, though. Why weren't you with your other garrison as they were going out the city?
Clearly, would I call her a commander or a captain?
It would be your knight, so you're kind of like the squire to this knight.
But would he be my knight?
She would. Would be she would be just say mentor, something along those lines.
Okay. Well, my mentor, again, has far more experience, knowledge, and insight into these decisions than I do. If you're wondering why I'm here, I think she would be the one that you would ask, not I.
Oh, so you don't have an original thought in your head? You don't even think of why you might be here?
She likely knew how close the queen and I were due to our childhood and figured I would be someone who could protect the best.
Oh, I'm sure.
I honestly don't know.
I'm sure that was it, and it wasn't your awkwardness that I've heard whispers of in the armory. Falling asleep in the middle of your shift. Ooh. Those are some very salacious rumors, especially for somebody who is going to be protector of our dear future queen.
Well, maybe that is it. Maybe this is all just a punishment. Unfortunately for you, if it was just a punishment, I would think your lives wouldn't be very valuable. Why would they stick someone they didn't trust to keep the royal family safe? Interesting.
I don't think my life has been ever valuable to dear mother. Perhaps this is some kind of weird jape. He drinks down once more. The carriage continues on for a little bit, until eventually the procession stops. Very suddenly, very abruptly. You look out the window and you can see in the adjacent carriage, one of the guards, Sir Rigel, is knocking on the carriage that holds that holds Millicent and Queen Exelon. No, sorry, Alexan. And they're talking amongst each other. You can't quite hear what they're saying because it's a little distance away.
Can I read lips?
Give me what would this be? I'm just gonna have a quick look at the character sheet.
Perception or insight?
I'm thinking insight. Yeah, insight makes sense.
Would it? Because perception says spot, hear, otherwise detect. So like try to hear a conversation through a closed door.
Perception.
Yeah.
We'll go perception.
Okay. Blech. 3. They were both the same, so it didn't matter which one I rolled.
So the Ishlin will look at you and say, "Elle, what do you think's happening?"
I'm not sure. Give me a moment and I'll find out. And Elle's gonna get up. And how far away is it actually? Like how much distance? Is it a lot?
No, it's not a lot of distance. It'll be enough for you to get there easily. Yeah. It's just you won't be able to hear the specifics of what they're saying. They're kind of whispering to each other.
Yeah. I'll exit and I'll approach. You said Rygold?
Sir Rigel, yeah. He's talking to Millicent at the moment, who's she's standing there looking very serious as she usually does. Her blue chest plate has got a hammer on it with a red jewel in the middle and 2 scales balanced on top of it, the symbol of Tyr. She's looking very serious and she looks over at you and she just says, "Elle?
Is everything all right?"
I'm just getting a report from Sir Rigel. Sir Rigel, do you mind continuing? Oh, yes, of course. The scouts found up ahead in the woods something, a bit of something unusual, something very unsettling. It's bodies. Do we know who the bodies are? They appear to be of our city guard. Appears to be the work of the acolytes of Bane. Elle, come with me.
Yes.
The two of you walk through the mud and the dirt underfoot towards where Sir Rigel is kind of leading you. As you're outside, this is the first time that you're actually properly seeing how foggy it is. The fog is dense, extremely dense at the moment, where you can barely see more, like, there's like a clearing of about, you can see maybe 40, 50 feet ahead of you, but then after that, it just kind of disappears behind this fog that just seems to be parting as you walk in. Miss Lint will say, "How is our dear queen and would-be queen and our lord of the snow mines?"
Well, the lord is drunk, and the lady is determined to do well for... Is it called a country? Kingdom.
Nation, just nation.
Nation. Our lady is determined to do what's right for the nation.
I hope you understand the importance of this union with the Edgewaters.
I do.
Not only do they represent one of the triad, but they also control the trade routes.
We must be united.
With our control of the snow mines and the soon control of trade routes, we will strengthen the position, and the faith of Tyr will continue to propagate and spread.
And I want to do whatever it is that I can in order to ensure the success of our nation. And our religion.
You continue forth until eventually you reach this area that is flanked by forest. And that's when you see it. You see dead bodies, not laid on the ground, but nailed into the trees. You recognize this group as being your garrison that had travelled out of the city. They have a burn-marked handprint on their chest. They look to be in agony and pain.
These are... If I had not been here, I would be among them. And she looks disturbed.
We can only thank Tia for that. It's not good. They've never been this close to the homeland before. Something's happening. Do you have anything else to report, Sir Rigel?
Yes, there was somebody found here, not still alive, not conscious though.
Who was it?
Red, I don't know, an outsider. Wears red. We've put him in shackles and we've taken him to the caravan. We've got his belongings though, and
as he rifles through like a rucksack, he says he's got weaponry which we've put away, but quite peculiar is he had this. And Rigel removes a card. It's like one of those cards. It's like the card you got. Passes it to Millicent. Millicent looks at it before passing it to you. The card is it's not the same card that you have. It is It is the Seven of Glyphs, the Charlatan. On the back, curiously, it says Crooked Shoe Inn. Very similar to your one. Does this mean anything to you, Elle?
I'm out of character. I'm trying to decide if I tell her anything. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna info dump that I got a card and things like that, and that I looked into the shoe inn. Is it called the Crooked Shoe Inn? And found nothing.
It's rather peculiar. All right. Let's move the prince and princess to my carriage. Elle, you'll be traveling with the prisoner. When he awakens, you'll question him.
Okay.
Half of the garrison will remain here to remove these bodies, bring them back home for a proper burial.
Understood, Your Divine Holiness.
Millicent will begin walking back to the carriages, expecting you to follow. She'll say, before you leave, as you do one final look over this area.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
A religion or arcana check, please.
Well, obviously, I'm going to do religion. Actually, yeah. 11.
It's very odd. It's very barbaric what's happened here. You are unsure if it was just a random attack or if there is more importance to this or not. As you walk back to the carriage, do you say anything to Millicent?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
It's very odd.
I'm just going to look very determined and follow her.
It's very odd. You're saying you received a card very similar to this one.
Mm-hmm. But nothing came of it, and so I dismissed it.
Looks like something's coming of it now. Mm-hmm. Do be careful, Elle. Don't know what mystic meaning this has.
I will.
As you make your way back to the carriage, the camera zooms out to show the fog that surrounds this area very thick once again. But the camera takes notice of something flying through the fog. A snake flying with wings. We follow the snake as it flies through the fog until eventually it is caught by a gauntlet, by a hand. Katyana, you're some distance away, having following this procession at a distance. It's been a little hard with the fog, but you've been able to get a good gauge of where they've been going because you know how to get to Trivia.
Of course I do.
You catch the snake. There is a note furled around the snake's neck. You unfurl it, and written in thieves' cant is your next order from the Zentarum, which is the one I DM'd you earlier today.
Yeah.
So, with that...
So, sorry, I was going to say, how close am I? I'm still following, right?
You're still following at the moment.
Yeah, cool.
To be honest, if you were to do what you wanted to do now, it would be very suicidal, considering the
Yeah, no, I realised that, yeah.
But you've got your goal, you've got your mission. Before you were just told to follow this caravan. But now you are there. So, from this moment, the camera cuts. As we go to the gates of Trivia. It is a circular city which is blocked off by high stone walls that surround it. There are guard posts stationed around the high stone walls so that guards keep watch for any potential threats. We pan over to the gates as Agitha Thistlecrown makes her way into the city. Through weeks of travel and research, she's discovered that a small inn lays within Trivia, the Crooked Shoe Inn of your dreams. What perturbed you, however, on your journey is that the closer you got to Trivia, the more the fog would roll in, almost as if it was following you. And you know the significance of this fog more than anyone. Walking through the gates, you cross the bridge into Trivia. The circular city is almost like a wheel, where there are different spokes acting as bridges that go to the outer rim of the city. Underneath is where the Undercity is, which is where you've heard that the Crooked Shoe Inn is meant to be. In the center, there is the royal castle is opulent with its tall spires that reach up to the sky, and next to it, almost just as opulent, is the Church of Tyr, which is emblazoned with the symbol of the hammer, red ruby, and the balanced scales. But you travel down the stairs to the Undercity, where you're treated to a site that is far different than up above. The site is it's a lot more. There's a lot more humanity here. This is kind of where the marketplace is, and people seem to be very jovial around here as they go about their daily business and their daily routines. As you walk through, you do notice that a number of people do stare at you. Only a few passing glances, but eventually you make your way to the Crooked Shoe Inn, where you open the doors, and inside it's very lively. There are people who are drinking, having merriment, and there seems to be a lot of attention in this one corner of the room where there's a lot of people huddled around. But you don't quite see what they're huddled around yet. But as you enter the Crooked Shoe Inn, what do you do? How are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
There's a difference between when Agitha saw the opulence or ostentatiousness of the royalty and the humanity of the normal people. So when they go into the Crooked Shoe Inn, it's a welcome sight. They feel more at home, more comfortable, not at ease, but more comfortable being surrounded by, I don't know, surrounded by people that are living their truth and kind of having fun, unwinding. That kind of atmosphere is getting to them. But that curiosity as to what's going on is building, and never too far from their thoughts is concern about the fog, the mist that's rolling in towards the city.
So, what do you do? What's the?
I think Agitha would go towards the bar, but as they're doing so, they are using that as an opportunity to perhaps oversee or overhear what exactly is going on.
You see a gnome sitting at. Sorry, Kieran. Your character's a gnome, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I
figured you were
for a
talking at
second.
me. Yeah.
You see a gnome who's sitting at a table with a crystal ball sitting there, and he's reading. Well, what kind of fortune telling would you be doing in this bar as this crowd is going around you?
Well, it really depends on what kind of fortune needs to be told. You see, I'm an expert in electromancy, cartomancy, chiromancy, clairvoyance, crystallomancy, geomancy, numerology, palmistry, parrot astrology, divination, and tasseomancy, and I dabble in another several forms of the sight, as my old grandmammy taught me.
Tell me if I'm going to be if I'm going to be finding the special treasure within the snow mines, please. As this guy with like missing teeth and very thin hair walks up to you.
Well, of course, but a donation, you know, it's a fine service that I provide, but the tavern doesn't let me stay here for free.
Here's the gold coin for your troubles.
Thank you, sir. Now, I think for you, perhaps, sir, do you have something in your right pocket there?
He reaches into his right pocket. It's a used tissue.
Yes. Put it on the table here, please. Now, I see. Yes. See, this is intricately linked to you. There is something important coming your way. Now, whether it's the treasure or not, I cannot say. But,
I found it in the dumpster the other day.
Well, yes, but you've had it in your pocket. You sweat, you see. Your bodily fluids coming through. And perhaps a connection. Yes, that's why it's so important. You have some kind of connection. The person whose tissue this was, they'll bring you great fortune if you can find out whose it was.
Where may I look, good fortune teller?
Oh, see, that's beyond my sight now. You should have come to me earlier, or perhaps made a greater donation. But there's many people here. I'll need to move on now.
He grabs the tissue, looks at it with reverence, and I must go back to the dumpster. That's where I'll find it. Agitha, you see this interaction happen as suddenly more people start throwing coin at this gnome who's sitting at the next to the crystal ball.
Does it appear like this fortune teller has anything to drink?
Would Plont have something to drink?
Oh yeah. He's got, there's like 2 or 3 ales that he's finished, and there's like one that he's 2/3 of his way down.
I think Agitha would. They would want to ask the bartender for whatever he's having, and then when given it, Agatha's gonna make their way to the fortune teller with said drink.
You push through the crowd as you make your way to the front of the table.
Oh. Well, I think you might be here for a private fortune-telling session.
I'm very curious to see how this all works. You're very
Well,
impressive.
if it's something you're thinking of learning about, I'm afraid it's something you're either born with or you're not.
They put the drink down and like pushes it towards you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. He puts it next to his other drink and takes a swig of the one that he's almost finished now.
What do you see of me?
Well, you got lovely hair.
Now, Plont, when you begin your charade that you normally do, something in the back of your mind almost scratches. And you see a vision. You see a hag eating children near a windmill. It's almost like a shadow puppet show, as the shadow puppet hag grabs a baby, puts it into a grinder, and the grinder begins, and it brings out this this whatever the remains of this child are into a small little silo. Then this is baked and cooked until eventually you see a bunch of delicacies that are thrown into a crowd of people. It is a disturbing sight that you see, Plont. But you're brought back to the tavern.
I don't think I should read you. There's some things that that I'm not meant to know. Did you come here for me?
That depends. Do you dabble in card magic by chance?
From time to time. It's interesting that you mentioned that. I did run into another diviner recently. And I believe cartomancy was their preferred method of the site.
Agitha will pull up a chair and sit down, and lean in across the table, lowering their voice, ignoring everyone else around. Tell me about that experience.
Well, it wasn't pleasant. It was, as I say, when I read people, most of the folks, it's mundane things. But I see there's a darkness sometimes. And there's a darkness around you, no doubt about that. I tend to steer clear. It's not comfortable, you see.
The greatest truths of the universe are rarely comfortable. You said you met another diviner. What did they look like?
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to remember, but
Like a dream?
they lay almost, yes, but too real to be a dream. And I was somewhere I'd been before, but not yet. But they left one of their cards with me. But I don't understand it.
Agitha dips their hand into their bag and brings out their own card and then flicks it around. Something like this.
Very similar to that, yes.
He'll put it on the table and push it forward for you to look at closely.
I think we should certainly have a conversation about this more privately, and Plont picks it up and examines the card. I assume it very similar to the one that you've DM'd me, but with a different face, Chris.
Yes, it is. The card is it's the ghost.
Plont passes it back. Are there people around?
The people are still huddled around, but as this conversation has started, some people have started to drift away. But there are still some people waiting patiently for their fortunes to be told.
I'm sorry, friends. There's with a sight there comes a responsibility to attend to certain matters, and I won't be able to do any more readings for the public today. I'm so sorry.
You hear somebody. You hear somebody within the tavern, sitting quite far away, suddenly bellow out, "You should all be ashamed of yourselves! A lot of you!" Everyone looks over at this burly man as he's sitting nursing some ale. He turns and he says, "It's unnatural what you're doing. It's an affront to Tyr himself."
Is he talking about us?
I think so.
The group suddenly start to disperse as this man moves out of his stool, the stool sliding across the wooden floor, making a loud noise, and his boots clank against. His boots bellow through on the wooden floorboard as he makes his way towards the two of you. He looks over at the group and he says, "Bring on! I have words with these two charlatans." The group kind of disperse and he sits across. He sits sort of in a triangle formation with you two, so he's facing both of you, and he says,
"Well, I don't know what your quarrel is, friend, but I don't know you. Here, have an ale." Slides the ale that Agitha bought over to him.
He looks at it with disdain, spits in it, and passes it back to you and says, "I'll have none of your witch swill."
It just came from the bar. We didn't.
You've touched it. You've tainted it. You're gonna taint this poor town. I'm sure am I the only one who's seen these bloody fogs around here? How do I know that you two charlatans aren't the one who's brought this upon us?
I've been here since well before the fogs. In and out of this town for, many years now.
I've been investigating it, actually. There's something unnatural to it.
There's something unnatural about the two of you. Something wicked about the two of you. This is a holy place, a holy land. You're a charlatan that offers false hope to people who are gullible. And you, I can smell the corruption coming from you, witch.
I think you need to have another few ales, friend. I provide a valuable service for the community, and
I'm gonna say this once. Get out of my town.
Oh, are you
I will force you out.
Are you the local governor?
One more smart word from your mouth, no, and I'm a smack it the other way around.
Who are you?
Doesn't matter who I am. I'm a
It
devout
does.
follower of Tyr. That's all that matters.
So a cleric.
Doesn't answer.
A paladin?
Doesn't answer.
A practitioner that weaponizes their body in the name of Tyr.
I am Tyr's weapon. Tyr's will is done through me.
I can see the resemblance. A hammer. Dull, blunt, common.
Mind your tone, witch,
Or what?
or I'll show you the backside of that hammer.
If I truly am a witch, and I ooze corruption, do you think it a wise decision to antagonize me?
Give me an intimidation, please. Now, I'll give you advantage on this as well, because this man is very devout and is very superstitious. 25, you don't even fucking need it. 21, oh my god. So, the man looks at you. Your stay best be short then. As he stands up, moves over back to his chair, leaving the two of you alone. The group no longer around you, having dispersed after that outburst from this local, leaving the two of you to discuss whatever you want to discuss in relative privacy.
Sorry about that.
Look, you have nothing to apologize for. I'm not sure what their problem was, but at least they seem to have cleared this space out so we can speak freely. The sight that I have comes and goes, and for many of the folks around here, it's gone, and I just give them what they want to hear, but I sense something with you. I think it's something important.
What do you sense? What did you see?
Just images, really. Darkness, blood. Troubling images. I don't know if it was your past or your future, but as much as I'd like to ignore it and go on back to collecting gold coins for happy stories, I think with the other coincidence, with the cards that we've both obtained, there's something happening here. It's beyond my ken.
What do you know of the mist?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I know it's been around. I know it's troubling. It doesn't seem to pass as a normal fog would, but that's about all. I haven't really put too much thought into it.
You're a smart man. I'm sorry, what
Thank
was
you.
your name?
Plont.
Hmm.
And he holds his hand out.
Agitha.
That moment of introduction is interrupted by a scream outside the tavern. Everyone stops. The atmosphere drops within the tavern as suddenly somebody bursts in, bloody and injured. Behind them, you can see that the fog has thickened outside to the point of you can't see anything outside the inn. And he just says, "There's monsters! There's monsters outside!"
If there's monsters outside, we better stay in here.
And that's where we're going to cut away from this moment. We head back over to the carriages. As Elle, you are looking at this man who is shackled and unconscious within the carriage, shackled both his hands and his legs. He's wearing, well, actually, sorry, I haven't asked this from anyone, but I'll ask this from Aaron. What would Angus Ridgecliffe be wearing? Button red, right?
His town is situated in the mountains, very cold. As a result, they've sort of established this sort of if you think Russian sort of fur, they really like furs. Since his family is the de facto protectors of the village, they get the most premium furs that are available, even though they're not very premium. So he would have a big fur coat that sort of goes to knee length. And underneath he would just have sort of your standard tunic and stuff like that.
So, Al, you're looking at this unconscious man sort of sitting across from you, shackled, as the carriage is bobbing and weaving. Angus, you, in your unconscious state, you hear the whispers that go through your mind every now and then. The whispers, the dissonant thoughts, what you've been told by your forebearers, well, what you've been told by your parents are the forebearers of your village, the other heroes. You hear them whispering, you can't quite ever understand what they're saying, until eventually you snap awake. Last thing you really remember is travelling across the countryside to Trivia. And now you find yourself shackled across from somebody in armor inside a carriage. Take it away.
Immediately he won't recognize Elle. He will immediately try and fiddle with the restraints, not sort of aware of his surroundings other than just he is shackled. He needs to get out of this.
Hey, knock it off.
What am I doing? What has happened?
You were found among my dead garrison. They were nailed to trees. What were you doing there, and why are you the only survivor?
I don't know why I raised my hand, because he can't raise his hand. I can't. My eyes. Please come closer if you wish to speak.
Do I look stupid to you? Come closer, within reach? Please. If you wiped out an entire garrison, what else did you do?
There's obviously been some misunderstanding. I've done nothing. I simply awoke here.
How did you get here?
I was traveling to an inn, I believe. I had a vision. The vision told me to go there.
In this vision, what did you see?
It was a fair maiden. She was in a carriage, and she asked me to pick a card. And so I picked one. And she said, "Onward! You have a quest!" And I went, "Yes!" That was the vision. I'm sorry, I'm very excited.
Elle is trying not to laugh right now because of his demeanor. What was the card, Chris?
I'm sorry, but
The
one that I got from him. Yeah, the one that I saw from
the Seven of Glyphs,
you
the
could
charlatan.
just ask. You could just ask.
Well, I know I could ask, but I was given the card already.
Seven of Glyphs, the charlatan. If you want the image of it, I'll just post it in the Discord.
I saw the image. I just didn't know which one was his. Charlatan. Interesting card to get.
Yeah, charlatan.
Charlatan. Yes. Charlatan.
I honestly don't know what the word means.
What was your name?
Angus Ridgecliffe, local hero. Aha!
Got
Surely you've heard of me, no? I'm from Miggle.
I'm sorry, where are you
heard
from?
of Miggle.
Has
You've not
Elle
heard of
heard
Miggle?
of Has Elle heard of this place? No, I'm sorry, Angus. I've not heard of this. Have I heard of Angus? since we're in this. No, I haven't heard of you, nor have I heard of. I'm sorry, what was it called again? Yes.
It's far to the north. Very far. I've actually come quite a way, and I'm very tired, so.
Oh, well.
To be awoken like this is not very nice, I won't lie, but I understand you. You are likely a hero as well. And you have come across me, and you have thinking that I am a no-good criminal. It is not the case.
So what happened to the garrison that you were with?
Garrison?
You were found near a garrison. Were you not with them?
I was traveling alone until I've met you.
So you have no recollection before the scouts caught you?
I do not remember being caught. I simply was walking along the road, and that dastardly fog was in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, charge on! And then everything else is a blur.
Well, I received a card as well, similar to yours.
Aha! A vision!
Yes, a vision.
You are on a quest as well. I knew you were good stock.
Except I investigated. I investigated this inn and I found nothing.
Was it the same inn?
It was the same inn. It was the Crooked Shoe Inn.
Did you ask the owner by chance? Perhaps he would know.
Yes, I'm familiar with how to investigate. Yes, I checked with the owner.
I can tell you're very smart. I would have gone there and checked with the owner. That was my plan. I was going to be like, what is this card? But he slaps his leg if he can. What is this card?
How long ago did you have this vision?
I say I'd been traveling for a few weeks, maybe.
Did we all have our vision at the same time?
Yeah. It was a few weeks ago for you too.
That was the same for me. I don't understand.
I'd been traveling as part of a trial, and through my work in the local villages to the south of my village, Miggle, I had to deal with various quest monsters, bandits. Very few monsters now, mind you, but I dealt with a few bandits and helped the local peoples. And then one night I just had a vision. Honestly, it's quite exciting. I've never had a vision.
Chris, can I ask a question about the bodies? Was it obvious to me that it was the cult of Bane?
Yeah, the handprint.
Or the acolytes of Bane?
The handprint symbol is the handprint of the acolytes of Bane. So very obvious.
And he doesn't look anything like that.
Not as far as you can tell. No, he's got his own. I'm imagining Angus has his own religious insignia on him somewhere, right?
He carries a probably a family heirloom necklace that has the symbol on it.
Yeah, that you see that it's completely foreign. It's not something that you've ever come across in your travels, though you haven't traveled much outside of Trivia.
Well, I don't believe that you're the one responsible for my garrison being slaughtered. But I am
deeply
concerned.
sorry.
Thank you. But I am concerned that I was not the only one to have this vision. How many others are there?
I do not know. Though I'd never thought that I was the only one. Not that special. I was just excited to be included.
I had convinced myself that it was a fever dream, to be honest.
No, I knew it was official straight away.
Suddenly, the carriage stops. Very suddenly, very violently, jostling both of you around. The horses neigh outside. There is yelling, screaming, and shouting outside. As something is obviously happening. Elle, you look out the window and you can see that arrows are coming down from the trees, shooting at some of the horsemen as they are looking around to see what the heck is going on. They're attacked and fall off their horse. Millicent gets out of her carriage and holds up her shield to block some of the arrows that are coming down. What do you do? What does Angus do?
I smell trouble. And I have great sense of smell.
Angus, can you fight?
Of course I can. Look at me.
All right. She's going to take her axe and break his handcuffs.
Cool.
Be careful that my hands are my best quality.
You let the axe go down, and it and the links shatter. I'm assuming you're doing the same for his feet as well, so that he can move. So
No, he's gonna hop.
the two of you exit the caravan.
He doesn't have his weapons. Do I know where they were put?
They would be with the other carriage. Well, actually, no. I'll say that they're like with you. They're with you in like a little bag alongside all his other belongings. Yeah.
I'd throw his bag at his chest after I break it open and then jump out of the carriage. Get it together. Let's go.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Katyana, you're watching this from the shadows, from the treetops. You can see that there are religious zealots that are attacking this caravan right now. Elle, you see Millicent holding up her shield as she looks back at you and she says, "You must protect the princess and the prince. Take one of the... Oh, wait, is that the prisoner with you?"
Yes, it is.
I love a good fight after I wake up. He's like holding his great sword.
First thing in the morning.
He's on our side.
I'll trust your judgment, Elle. But you must protect the princess and the prince. Grab the horses. Get out of here and get back in the city.
I'll grab the horses if that's what she said to do, but I don't want to do that. My instinct says to stay and fight, but I go and I grab the horses.
You gather the horses as these arrows are coming from the darkness. Other people emerge from the forest, warriors of the Acolytes of Bane. They've got that handprint symbol on their armor as they begin engaging in melee with some of the remaining alive Queensguard. The princess and the prince emerge. The prince stumbling around with his goblet, and he's like, "Oh, hang on! I think I've forgotten my wine."
I punch him and knock him out, hopefully, and throw him back in the carriage.
Cool.
I'm assuming the horses are attached to the carriage, right? That's what she meant?
No, she meant just taking individual horses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I punch him and I knock him out and throw him over the back of the horse.
Cool. Ishlin will jump on the horse with you. Angus, you'll get your own horse as well. Ishlin looks back and she says, what about Mother? We need to get Mother.
My responsibility is to you two.
But Mother, she...
Not my responsibility. And then I'm taking them with me.
And that's when you look back and you can see that the Queen has actually exited Alex Han. She's exited the carriage and she's with weapons. Ready to fight this attack on her royal family, and the two of you begin to leave the area to try to get away from this melee.
To vision.
To vision.
Now, Katyana, you see this. You see the princess, the prince, being whisked away by these two others on horseback. How would you continue your pursuit?
They've taken just the first two horses, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm on foot?
You are currently on foot, but there are horses nearby.
Yeah, I was going to say I would be looking to take one of the other horses, of me little daggers, would be stepping in to relieve the carriage of a horse and to continue to follow. Obviously, at this point, I would still be remaining relatively, hopefully unseen.
It's pretty hard to, like, there's a lot happening
it would
right
be,
now.
obviously. Yeah, so yeah. I imagine as well when the horse would follow, you'd hear a horse behind you if it was galloping, trying to keep up. So I would do that, probably try to stealthily do so.
Yeah. What you could do is they're taking the main
Stealth
track.
horse.
They're taking the main track through the forest, like a sort of clearing.
Mm-hmm.
What you could do is you could probably try to go into the actual forest itself and weave around the trees.
Yeah, cool.
To try to like flank, try to flank them.
Flank them, yeah.
So, Luelle, Angus, you two are on horseback going towards where Trivia is. The sound of battle behind you as you're just very, very quickly trying to get to the gates. The fog is encroaching once again and is just kind of sitting, almost watching you as you're making your way through. And that's when you see a horse with a... Describe what Katyana looks like, please.
Katyana is a fairly average size. However, her clothing would probably make her appear larger than she is, given she's got fairly loose robes and a black hood to cover her armor. You'd probably be able to see her bow and quiver only at this point. The rest of her weaponry would concealed, but she'd be in very dark clothing, with hood up, face concealed as much as possible.
Cool. So that's what you see in front of you on this path as we are going to move over to another screen.
Is it the vision screen?
There's my horse.
I didn't plan on you having a horse, so there you go. There's your horse.
Surprise.
Just like running at max speed.
So, your path is blocked by... Oh gosh, I don't want to play that. Yeah. Your path is blocked by this figure that sits in front of you on a horse.
Do I have a dead guy with me? Is that what that says?
He's
That's the
knocked
prince.
out.
He's unconscious.
Oh, looks like a skull to me, so I assumed it was death.
Didn't really have an unconscious... I could probably do that.
Here's a question that I don't know if it's possible. Can I carry a maul on horseback? It's two-handed, so I don't think
Does it have versatile on it?
It just says martial heavy two-handed.
No, you can't.
Answer's
You
no,
can't
then.
do both. Yeah. So,
I don't have an
Is-
ability to hold that.
no.
Okay.
So as the horses stop, there's this impasse here. As this person's there. What does anybody say? Anything? What does anybody do?
Yeah. I'll yell, "Move or I'll move you."
An interesting concept, considering you've got two burdens to haul
determined.
along with you.
I'm determined.
Another fight so early?
It needn't be a fight.
What do you want?
I've my sights set on the princess.
You're insane if you think I'm giving her up.
And you're insane if you think you're getting through so easily.
Then it is a fight.
filthy criminal.
Roll initiative if we're going to have a fight. So,
Ugh. Fucking hate rolling initiative. And yeah, I knew it was going to happen.
I think if you click on your character, like your character token, as you roll initiative, it will add onto the turn
Oh, that's
order,
right. Let me
Can
try.
you manually add it for me? I did it too early unless you want me to roll again.
I did it
Just
too,
roll
or
again.
do you want
Just
me to
roll
roll again?
Just roll again, it's fine.
So,
It's just initiative, it doesn't
rolling on the
matter too much.
sheet.
No, not rolling on the sheet, but just click on your character token, and then roll in D&D Beyond, and it should show up in the turn order.
Okay.
I just did and it didn't.
Are you sure your token is selected?
Yep, I've selected it.
Oh, nice.
I've got the red box, the green box, and the blue box.
And it didn't work. Weird.
Let me have a look and see.
Is there a setting that you maybe have turned off? Because I know you were messing with the settings.
Don't think so.
Hmm.
I know Chris can manually add initiative, but I don't know if he wants to do that every single time. You should probably figure it out now.
I'm just trying to remember how to add a turn, to be honest.
There should be a plus button at the bottom of the turn order box.
Nope, there isn't.
Weird. Set my
Um,
dexterity so that it matches. And I'll try rolling from the in-game sheet and see if that helps.
There we go.
Yeah, that worked.
That worked. Yay.
Cool.
But
So,
it's not gonna always work. Ridgecliffe. That's what it says.
I can't see your guys' names. I
Yeah,
can only
me
see
either.
my name in the turn order.
Yeah, I can only see mine.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So I can see the tokens.
Yeah, I can see the
Funny.
tokens in the turn order, but I can't see the names.
Oh, that's fine. That's not that big a deal. I think it's because
Okay.
none of you are in each other's journal. That's why.
Oh, got it. All right, I get to go first.
All right. So first turn. What do you do, L, as you're on horseback, and this person is blocking your path?
Is getting off horseback going to cost me a move?
I'll just say that it will just be 5 feet, so you'll just take 5 feet off your
5 feet?
movement.
Oh, sick. You know what? I didn't actually think this through of what I wanted to do. Because I didn't think we'd have to fight. All right. I am going to... How far am I? I'm not that far at all. All right. I'm going to yell at the... Actually, I'm not going to yell. I'm going to turn to the princess and say to her, I'm going to grapple her and I want you... Or I'm going to grapple them. I don't know their gender, I'm assuming. And I want you to ride this horse as hard as you can away from here.
What about you, El?
I got this under control. And then I jump off horseback and I am going to... Was that 5, 10, 15, 20? So that'd be 25. I'm going to tackle her off of her horse.
Okay, give me a just
Athletics?
not athletics. Just an unarmed strike. Give me an unarmed strike. So see if you hit first.
Okay.
Each square is 5 feet, right?
Yeah. 17?
Can I move diagonally?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just so I know.
17. What's your armor class, Sim?
12.
So you are knocked off your horse and you are prone for your turn. Well, sorry, you're grappled, I should say, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm going to grapple her. Yeah. I'm going to attempt to make her pass out by grappling her around the neck.
Cool.
So I'm not
that's
trying to
gonna-
kill her, but
yeah,
I am trying to knock her out.
That's going to be your turn. I'm just going to quickly roll initiative for Princess. So
Am
she'll
I
go-
also technically prone since I'm on the ground with her?
No, it's fine.
Like, how does
It's
that
fine.
work?
It's all good. All right, Katyana, it is your turn. As you are being grappled and on the ground, so if you want to try to get out of the grapple, it would be a strength against strength.
So I wouldn't be able to utilize a weapon.
If you want to utilize a weapon, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
It'd be kind of, I guess, attempting to use a.
What I'll say
dagger to-
is, what I'll say is that you'll roll your attack at disadvantage, but
Yeah.
So roll your attack if you want to try to attack to get out of this.
Mm-hmm. So it would just be a single dagger attack. I'd be attempting. Yeah.
Disadvantage, so roll again just to see if 14.
Oh, thank
does
God.
14 does 14 get your
I
armor
have
class?
16.
Okay.
I have 16.
You'll-
Thank God you got disadvantage, because that 20 would have got me.
Your dagger pings against their hard armor. They're wearing quite heavy armor that you can't quite get a good purchase in, especially as you're being grappled. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
There's, I guess, not a great deal further that I can do, is there? I mean, can attempt. I can speak and things like that, can't I?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Cool. So if I was to try and say, you don't understand what your princess has already done.
What has my princess already done?
If you release me, you'll find out that right now you're fighting for the wrong side.
I'm not going to release you.
Angus,
Yeah.
you're on horseback
Yep,
with the unconscious prince on the back of the horse. You've seen...
If I can move my full movement, I'm gonna just move to there, which is 30, and then I'm just gonna ready.
What are you going to ready?
Ready a attack reaction if she moves closer to me, or if she does anything really. She has to be next to me for me to hit her, but
The princess is going to move to here. She suddenly stops, however, as mist begins to encroach around this area. And two figures emerge from the mist. They shamble out of the mist and come towards the group. And I'm just going to roll some initiative for them. Is this even ordered? This is not ordered. Okay. And they are going to... They're going to first attack the horse. So they swarm around the horse and they're just going to do some attacks. So they're just going to...
They're not very smart.
No. These corpse-like beings emerge from the fog, and they're going to bite and claw at the horses. So I'm just going to roll a few times. Okay, how many of these hit? I think all of them hit.
Poor horse.
So I'm just going to say the horse is dead as these zombie-like creatures begin
sorry.
eating and clawing at the horse.
How strong are these zombies? Holy shit.
But it is now your turn, Al, as you see these creatures have emerged from the fog.
Well, I also see my princess not on horse running away.
She stopped at the fog.
I see. All right. I still think the person that I am grappling is part of the bad guys, even though the zombies are there. So, how would I do this attack? I'm not trying to like kill her. I just want to knock her out. So how
you can just give me another unarmed strike.
Okay, but I'm not trying to like do damage, so I don't really know what that looks like. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to squeeze her throat until she passes out. Okay.
I know what you mean, but to be honest, that's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a while to do. Probably not long enough that these zombie creatures might attack you next turn. So you two can talk as this is happening. Katyana, you have no idea what these creatures are. In fact, you're reminded of your vision that you had, where you were betrayed by the Zentarum. And you're beginning to think this mission to assassinate the princess was a one-way trip, and that you were meant to die after assassinating the princess.
It checks out.
So, talking is a free action, so go ahead and have some conversation as these zombies are munching on the horse.
All right, but I don't... Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, call your zombies off. You're not getting the princess.
My zombies. You think these are mine?
It's an interesting coincidence that somebody who is trying to kidnap or get a hold of the princess and suddenly we're being attacked by these creatures.
It's interesting that I mention your princess not being who she is before these zombies attack.
I know my princess. We grew up together.
You think you know your princess? You think you do? Either way, it doesn't look like these zombies are discriminating. So perhaps we should deal with that problem before we deal with ours.
I'm stuck. I don't know what
Chris,
to do.
how far out of the city are we?
Not too far. It won't take too
Can we
long.
see the gates?
No, not through the fog, but you definitely know that you'll get there if within about 5 minutes or so on horseback.
Okay.
All right. Since she's knocked prone, because I grappled her to the ground. I'm going to... Is the princess still on horseback, or did she get off the horse?
Yes, the princess is around you near horseback, pretty much where she is in the map.
Okay, I'm going to, since she's right next to me, I'm going to jump on the horse behind her and attempt to flee towards the city. Can I move my full movement on that horse?
Yep.
Does it move additional spaces because of a horse?
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you're wanting to try to run out of the situation, you can definitely do so, but that will be your turn. With
the princess, right? We'd be moving together.
Run that way. Katyana, it is now your turn. You spend, how much can... Somebody tell me how much movement?
Half movement to get up.
You spend half your movement to get up. So you got half your movement left without a horse.
And I'm without a horse. Have they taken off completely?
The horse is dead.
Yeah, I know, but like, has everyone else?
No,
there's a horse there.
There's a horse in the back, and there's another guy there.
Just be aware that I have readied an action. So I look as if I'm going to attack you. So be careful with that information.
So at this point, it would be attempting to create some distance between myself and the zombies, I think. So I'd be moving back towards this other horse with the old prone mate on it. What's my movement speed? 30 feet. Cool. So yeah, I'm just at this point going to move back there. I'm going to ready bow and arrow for next turn, aiming towards the zombies.
Back where I don't see your token moving. So
If-
I'm not sure.
Sorry, I just
If you
back
if you move
towards
to my
here.
melee range,
There will be, yeah. If you move out of
yeah.
the melee range of a creature that's hostile towards you, it gets an attack of opportunity if it chooses to use its reaction
Yeah,
to do
that's
so.
the thing. That's the thing,
But-
Angus. So you can get this opportunity attack once again, but you notice that there's something else happening here. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to.
Well, she's also trying to steal my horse. So
Is she? That's a big assumption to make.
Up to you if you want to do that.
She's just running away from the zombies. You can disengage too because you're a rogue, right?
Oh, yeah. Bonus action, disengage.
Yeah, you should disengage and then run so that nobody can
Mhm.
get.
Well, I
also
mean,
she
technically-
she doesn't have 30 feet movement because she got up.
Yeah, true.
She'd only have, well,
15.
actually, she would have 45 feet because she'd have 15 feet from her movement. She can use the bonus action to disengage, and then she can use her action to dash, which gives her her full length of movement to move.
Okay, I'm not aware with how D&D works.
Quick question though, with that bonus action disengage, is that at level 1? Because I don't think it is.
Ooh, good
Yeah,
question.
disengage.
For rogues?
Disengage is a default rogue action. Yes.
Okay.
But is it a bonus action though, or is it an action that you can take?
No, anyone can take the
Any-
disengage
Anyone
action.
can take it as an
It's a
action. I'm pretty sure rogues
default-
can do it. Yeah.
Yes, it's a default bonus. It's for rogues. They get that access to that as like their bonus action or whatever.
It appears that to do
Oh.
your cunning action, it's level 2.
Yeah, I
Second
didn't
level.
think so.
However, you can still, anyone of any class or whatever, can take the disengage action, but that does take like your main action. But it does allow you to
So-
move like through spaces without any opportunity
Yeah.
attacks.
So basically, let's say you're over here rather than near the horse. So you used your action to disengage and then get over there, or would you just use your action to dash?
Does that either one of them do the same things in the same?
Disengage
So-
basically just means that Angus won't get an attack of opportunity on you. Dash means that you'll get over here.
I would prefer you use that because I think out of principle he would attack you. Just saying.
Your hands are tied, right, Aaron? The rules of the game mean you have to.
I feel uncomfortable.
That's fine. I can disengage and move there.
So basically, what happens is Katyana and Angus jump on horseback. They escape the zombies with Luelle and Princess Ishlin as well, and make their way towards Tribia. As we go back over to the Crooked Shoe Inn, where Plont and Agitha inside the inn as this person has come in bloodied, beaten and battered, screaming that there's a monster outside. Oh, you're muted, Kieran.
If there's monsters outside, we better stay in here.
And then the guy, one of the guards that are drinking says, "What is this nonsense about monsters? We've got a whole garrison that is keeping post. What do you mean there's a monster? There's monsters in the fog."
Has he actually come in?
Yeah, he's come in and he's bleeding.
He shut the door?
Yeah, he shut the door. Yeah.
How many windows and doors are there?
There are quite a few. There is, from what you can see, there is one door. There is also 3, 4, 5, 6. There are about 6 windows facing into this place. 7 windows facing into this place.
Okay.
All,
Agatha's gonna.
all you can see is the mist outside them.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like so dense that you can't see anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Agatha's gonna rise from their seat and kind of take on this commanding kind of air, and will point towards the door and she'll declare, "Barricade the door.
Yes,
Shroud the windows."
Yeah, yes, mommy. And Plot rushes to do the best he can to help barricade the doors and shroud the windows.
Strange little one. Shroud the windows, and then she will walk up to the person who's been injured, but be very gentle with them physically. Tell me what happened. And I'm looking at their injuries, see if they're bites, if they're slashes.
There are bites, there are cuts, slashes. The monsters, they came out of the fog. They attacked, and you hear more screams outside. The guard says, "This is nonsense." And he, as the barricades are being put up, step aside. I'll go out and investigate this. He opens the door and makes his way out into the fog. Door quickly closes behind him.
Yep. What did the monsters look like?
They were like corpses.
Did they bite you?
Yes.
Bartender, we need a strong alcohol to pour over the wound. I'm no doctor, but something.
This is all you're doing, witch! Both of you, you've brought this ruination upon Trivia.
Do you want to go outside?
I say you two go outside.
What do I do? It looks like Agitha, they kind of clench their fist and their nails are embedding into the palms of their hands. And she's trying to hold on very tightly that her fist is beginning to shake. I'm trying to help.
You're trying to bring the ruin of us all. I say we burn these charlatans.
She turns to the room. Who would you rather believe? The first person that tried to help, or a drunk who's yelling?
Everyone's kind of murmuring to each other. I am a local here. I am respected. Everyone here knows me. You're an outsider.
An outsider who helped while you sat there and did nothing.
I'm trying to keep our city together. I'm trying to... Suddenly, you hear a scream from the woman.
The woman?
The bar wench who is ordered, who you ordered to grab alcohol. You hear the bottle smash on the ground as this zombie creature, who was the person that came in. His body has decayed immensely, and he emerges and tackles down the guy who's screaming, and he screams in horror and agony as the zombie begins biting and eating him before you. Everyone starts screaming in panic. Some people rush out. Most of the people rush out the door.
The barricaded door?
Well, it's starting to be barricaded, but other people just start leaving it. As they rush out, you hear screams outside as they run into the fog. But everyone, give me initiative, please. Remember to click on your character token when you roll initiative, so it adds onto the...
I did, but apparently it didn't go over.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not giving me an option to add people into the initiative order. Do you want to just change your initiative on your character sheet and then roll it from the character sheet?
Seemed to work for me. You're muted, Kieran.
Yeah, I was able to, once I'd clicked on my token and rolled initiative, I could go back and change it to my initial roll. So if you can get it up there, you can sort of manually edit that.
Cool. So I'm just going to roll for the zombie. Give me one moment.
pretty sure I rolled a higher initiative, but I refreshed the D&D Beyond and all the dice kind of.
You did.
What
you
did
rolled
I
a higher
roll?
initiative, and then you rolled it again.
Yeah.
You got 21.
You rolled the exact same number.
Yours should be 21, so you got 21.
All right, fantastic.
How did this get 0? What?
That's not possible.
minus initiative because.
Oh
zombie?
yeah, minus.
Oh, yeah. Does it have negative
Yeah.
initiative? Negative.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got negative
modifier.
2 dexterity, so yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
why.
so it
yeah,
I
rolls
would
put it at
imagine
0.
so if you're decaying and shit.
Okay, cool.
That's hilarious.
So, Agitha, it's your turn first as this person that's been yelling at you suddenly is tackled down by this zombie creature as he begins clawing and hacking at him.
Honestly, just let it go. Let him get eaten.
Oh, honey. So let's see. To my immediate sight, the only zombie in here right now is that one. Okay.
Yep.
In that case, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go up the stairs, but not fully, and kind of use that elevated position. So I can Eldritch Blast the zombie.
Okay. Roll what you need to roll.
Okay. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit. Roll for damage.
6 force damage. So Agitha kind of almost as if there's been some training involved, or perhaps they are always in a constant state of paranoia. They waste no time in darting away from the commotion, going up to an elevated position, and then says something strange and kind of hooks their hand. Their once beautiful hand becomes withered and grotesque, the nails on it elongating as this sickly green bolt ruptures into existence, and then a beam of that energy shoots out and collides against the zombie.
Cool. You gonna do anything else on your turn?
I've moved, I attacked. That's going to be it for now.
Plont, your turn.
Cool. Is Agitha wearing armor?
She is.
She is. Okay, cool. Plont, in that case, is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come to here, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, should still be in range. Yeah, that's got a heaps big range. All right, we are going to cast Magic Missile on the zombie. So,
Cool.
I believe that just hits.
Yep.
Okay, is it like a roll that I have to do, like a saving throw?
No,
Nope.
it just hits.
It
You just have to
just
roll the
hits.
damage.
Okay.
So I just need to roll. There are 3 glowing
3.
darts. All 3 of them are going to hit the zombie. So I just need to roll 3d4. I think this will do it. Or will this do an attack
you
roll?
do 1d4
Oh,
plus
it's 1d4
1
plus 1. Yeah.
3
that's right.
times.
Yeah. What did that do? No,
3.
that didn't roll. Oh, wait. Yeah, that did it. So I have to roll that
2
more times.
Yeah.
What kind of damage is this?
Force.
Force damage.
Cool.
wow.
so
Wait,
that's-
what?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
4 plus 1. So some nice rolls there. So we've got 11.
11 force.
11 damage.
Damn.
The bolts fly through the sky and they hit the zombie as as blood is coming out of them more. This person is pretty much out for the count. Their guts are laying out on the floor, but the zombie is no longer interested in them and is more interested in you.
For flavor, as Plont was running across, he was going pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. Okay. It is going to spend its movement to its action to dash towards you, and that's all it can do. And now it is Agitha's turn again.
I'm going to use my free action to say aloud, don't let it bite you, and keep an eye on the body. I'm then going to... I'm going to go up the stairs 1 square. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. Roll to see if you hit. An 8 hits.
It's a natural 1 though.
I'm going to say it still hits.
Still hits? Oh, thank God.
So, roll your damage.
3 force damage.
Cool. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Free action. I moved. Yes, actually. I would like to use the rest of my movement to kind of hook around the side of the top of the stairs to get cover.
Okay. Cool.
So I would be like... I'd be there, but on the upper floor. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yep. Plont, your turn.
Cool. I'm going to use... Yeah, sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, the zombie, before you're ready to lunge, it looks like that all these attacks that have gone onto it have weakened its limbs, and its limbs are barely hanging on at this point.
All right. I'm going to use my action to disengage, and I'm going to bolt. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, up to here.
Okay.
And I'll say, "Oh, it's after me! It's after me! Help me, mommy!"
It's the zombie's turn.
Shit. I'm so dead.
They shamble up the stairs towards you, and they're going to try to claw at you to start off with. 8. Does that reach your armor class?
8 does not hit.
Okay, it misses as the claw embeds itself near your foot into the floor, and then it just goes and reels back for another attack with its other claw. Okay, so 6, I'm assuming, does not hit.
6 does not.
It goes to swipe at you, but you're able to kind of move out of the way.
Ooh.
I'm most feeling confident that that the stick has missed you 2 times.
I guess old Plont's got a bit of pluck in him.
That's when the claw comes out of the staircase and swipes up at you for the 3rd attack, dealing 12 damage.
Oh, I'm unconscious. I'm not instantly dead, but I'm unconscious.
As Plont becomes unconscious.
Already, here we go.
Agitha, your turn.
They will kind of like, their eyes will almost burn holes in this zombie. And in Infernal, they will kind of gutturally utter, I'm not done with that one yet. And will Eldritch Blast them.
Okay. Roll to hit. 9 hits. Okay, how does the zombie get obliterated by your Eldritch Blast?
So once again, some kind of profane string of words are strung together, and that wicked hand comes back, and then they kind of reel back, and then kind of almost like they put their whole kind of body weight behind it throw forward. The beam slams into their chest, which kind of concaves inward. Bones snap outside of their back, and they are launched from the stairs across the room to where the other stairs are, and kind of like smacks their head against the podium, and then kind of collapses onto the ground like a marionette that has its strings cut.
Okay.
I immediately try and help the unconscious gnome.
Okay. Plont, you return with 1 HP.
Oh, is it gone?
That one is, but follow me. And then I take him by the hand, and I'm like walking to like a room where we can barricade ourselves in.
You can, the barricades are still half done, so you could probably just continue to barricade the bottom floor.
Okay.
So
the main concern was the guy that was killed by the zombie.
Oh, I see. He's still alive. He's just gurgling as you
His like guts are out, and he's still alive.
Witch, this is your doing.
I go up and I cut his throat with my dagger.
Whoa! Was that necessary?
He was suffering.
Okay, yeah, the zombie killed him, if anyone asks. Yeah. Ooh, you're kind of scary.
Thank you. Barricade.
It's hot. Barricade, yes.
As you begin to move to barricade, that's when you hear tapping on the window and at the doors. As you see through the fog, zombies have appeared.
Oh, there's more of them out there. We should get somewhere safe. Can you see another exit?
The window's upstairs. Fuck.
The window's upstairs?
I don't know what they're capable of, but if there are more things in this fog than them, they might be able to get inside from upstairs.
At the sight of you guys hurriedly putting these barricades up, we're going to cut away. As Luelle, Angus, Katyana, and Princess Ishlin, and Prince Leo, who's still unconscious on the back of a horse, are traveling, and you reach the gates of Trivia. It doesn't take long for you to see that something is dreadfully wrong. The fog is thick here. Smoke billows from the city. As you approach, you hear people scream in the fog as it's thick around you. You can't really see, but what you definitely do see through the distance is where the castle was is set ablaze. Church as well.
Disregard that. Sorry.
So, as the group of you arrive, Ishlin looks in horror as her home, well, and also Al, both of your home is burning.
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. We need to get out of here.
I'm assuming that I know. I'm assuming the guard knows what's supposed to happen in a catastrophic situation.
Nobody prepared for this.
Is there a place that I'm supposed to take, like,
once again,
royalty?
I will remind you that you know that the Crooked Shoe Inn has those catacombs underneath it that go outside the city. It's possibly the best place to go at this point.
All right.
I'm just gonna save you the trouble and be like, onward to the vision. And I'll take off with the prince on my horse.
I'll be going that way too.
Okay. As you approach the Crooked Shoe Inn and you get closer down to the Undercity, that's when you see more of these zombies around the inn. You kind of keep a wide berth from them so that they don't really notice you as you travel through the fog. Eventually you reach the back entrance of the Crooked Shoe Inn, where there is where there are no zombies around there, and the back entrance is open. I'm assuming the group of you go in.
Yeah, I'll grab the prince and throw him over my shoulder.
Okay.
I'll draw my sword.
At this point, Plont and Agitha, both of you have successfully barricaded inside. When you hear movement, behind the bar.
Oh no! There must be a back door. Let's go seal it.
I wanna just say that you hear movement is very nice because I'm kicking open the doors. Bang, bang.
As you go to seal open the doors, that's when the Angus reaches that door and kicks it open, and it hits you in your face, Plont, making your nose a little bloody. But you see these figures come in, human, obviously.
Do I take a point of damage?
No,
Please, God.
you don't. No, you don't. No,
You
don't.
will fall down.
You'll fall prone.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Well. Oh, you're not one of those things.
We have arrived at the vision.
Oh, what? No, this is the crooked shoe. The vision, the vision is down in Waterdeep.
Hello, little fella.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I didn't see you there.
What are you doing? Why are you here?
No time for pleasantries. An apocalypse.
For the
is here.
vision. Huzzah!
Elle dumps the prince onto the nearest table, bar, whatever, and immediately, I'm assuming the princess is with me?
Yes.
In front
she
of me?
is. She's looking very
I
confused and concerned.
I immediately start boarding up the door behind us.
I will assist.
Well, good thing you brought these dolls. They look like they're pretty good at whatever they're doing right now.
Keep an eye on that thief.
Hang on, aren't you Angus?
Angus Ridgecliffe, local hero. Huzzah!
From where are you from? One of those little towns
From
up north?
Miggle.
Miggle, yeah. I've heard of you.
Ha ha ha! My fame, my reputation precedes me.
I think I know
Huzzah.
your mother.
It's always great to meet a fan.
And
I like you. What is your name, fella?
My. Katyana.
She looks at you with confusion on her face.
We've got to deal with those creatures. I know you.
She's a thief.
Is there another way out of here?
As soon as the door looks secure enough, I grab the prince again, throw him over my shoulder.
He's starting to stir at this point. He stirs and he pushes you away, and he's I've got the biggest headache.
I'm gonna go get some water, and I'm going to look at Elle. I mean, I don't know the name, but I look at Elle, and then I look at the prince. I kind of give a knowing smirk. Would you like to do the honors?
Honors of what? I'm confused. Elle is confused.
To splash them in the face with water to sober them up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I splash him in the face with water.
Splashes. Oh, fuck. Oh, bugger off. Oh.
There is a way out underneath this inn. 100 years ago plus, we smuggled slaves out of here.
Oh, you're smugglers, eh? Well, where
That must be why the vision was taking me.
When I said we,
Onward.
I mean our nation. So yes,
What's
take
happened?
these tunnels out.
Why are we in this inn?
Lord, the nation has been, the castle has been burnt to the ground.
To the ground? Oh my.
Zombies have invaded the city.
Is
We
that
have
what those
to
things are
escape.
called?
The mist.
I need
As
a
of
drink.
right now, you are the only two left. The queen was last seen fighting the Acolytes of Bane.
Oh dear mother. I can't imagine.
Damn
she fared
criminals.
well. And he kind of moves closer to Ishlin and he says, "Are you alright, dear sister? This must be troublesome to you." Yes.
I would like to insight him to see if
Yes.
his grief is, yeah.
Feel free to do so as well, Elle.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing. Not
Can I
that
explore the room?
not that my insight is great.
Yes, you can explore the room if you want.
21.
21, 13.
13.
With your 13, Al, you were too sort of engaged with the mission of like, okay, you know that there is a pathway somewhere, you just don't know where, so you're kind of more engaged with that. Agitha, he's not being very sincere with his words. Together we can rebuild, sister. You can marry that Otto Edgewater, and we can bring the Edgewaters in, and they can stop this madness, surely.
Neither of you knew that this was going to happen?
Of course, why would we know this would happen?
Is he being genuine?
If you're 21, no.
So, he did know this was going to happen.
You don't know
Just to make
exactly.
sure.
You don't know exactly, but
But he's not being truthful about that.
he's not being truthful. You search around, Angus. There's not a lot here other than the barricaded doors, and you hear like banging against the barricaded windows as well.
Just for roleplay flavor, I would have approached this guy, seen that he was deceased and he was a local, and then went over to this rug and just dragged it over and covered his corpse, just to be respectful. That's what I've been doing while they're speaking.
The Acolytes of Bane, you say?
Yes.
I think this kind of investigation of who's responsible for this can wait till maybe we're not being surrounded by those things. We gotta get out of here.
Plont,
Yes?
trust me.
Oh, you've got a way for us to get out?
There is a way for us to get out underneath the inn. It'll take us outside of the city.
Who are
Okay.
you? And points towards the big woman.
My name is Elle. I am a squire.
You're much more than a squire, Elle.
In charge of protecting the Lord and Lady.
I need to talk to you. Briefly, but in private.
Okay.
The prince and princess are gonna. He's gonna be trying to comfort the princess as as they move to one of the corners in this room.
I'm
Around
gonna have
here.
my eye on the princess the entire time
Yep, that's fine.
because I'm more concerned about her than the prince, clearly.
Yep.
I'll take Elle to the side. The prince is not telling the truth.
What do you mean he isn't telling the truth? I mean, he's an idiot. He's a drunk. He's a miserable lord. But what do you mean he's not telling the truth?
You couldn't tell? He wasn't being sincere when he was talking about how terrible it was that Mother went down fighting. He also wasn't telling the truth about, well, anything. Now, I'm not insinuating anything, but he's not an honest man.
He is not. I'll give you that.
He's not surprised that all of this happened. What does that mean?
I immediately go up to the prince and I grab him by the scruff of his neck. And I
What are
hold
you
up my
doing,
fist.
Elle? It's treason!
I take
Treason
out my
against
dagger.
what? There's
Against
nothing
your
left.
lord!
There's nothing left. Did you know this was going to happen?
Of course
Did you have
not,
a
I
hand
didn't.
in this?
I bring
course
the
I
knife
Punches
to
him in the
his
face. She punches him
Ooh.
in the face.
You punch him in the face.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm not attempting to knock him out, but I am making his nose bleed.
What's Angus and Plont doing while this is happening?
Plont's mildly aroused.
Oh my god. Plot. Ellis has he's not on her radar.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't care. He's just sitting back watching this.
I would be stood next to Plont as he looks like he is near death. But I would also be keeping an eye on Katyana, because Angus does believe that she is of danger.
I wouldn't do that if I were Luelle. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
What are you capable of, Lord? And she says it very sarcastically.
This was meant to be so easy. The princess was meant to be killed outside the city, and I would take over this stupid land.
She punches him again. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that you don't deserve to live.
Perception
That's what I'm hearing.
check, please, from everyone. Disadvantage for you, Elle.
It doesn't get any worse than that, so I don't think I need to roll again. It's a natural 1.
15.
We all rolled 15 except for Rach.
I got a natural 1! Woo!
The three of you notice that the prince is playing with his glove. And he pulls the glove off, and you see something glow. You see his hand glowing. And with your natural 1, Elle, you don't notice it when the prince puts his hand around your neck, and you feel this burning sensation as the prince burns your neck, and you take 2 points of damage. And you instinctively let him go.
Oh, I have to let him go? I can't hold on to him tighter?
With your one, yes.
Damn it! Okay.
I walk over and chop his head off now. I kind of want to. It's the chaos goblin in me.
So, as this happens, you've got this burn mark, this hand mark on your neck, Elle. I
immediately recognize it as the Acolytes of Bane, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. You traitor. You've sided with the Acolytes of Bane for what? Power? You?
For power. And he uses his hand that is burning and shoots out flame behind him, burning down the barricade behind him. As mist begins to sweep in, and he says, "Time for you all to go down to the hells," as the mist just sweeps in and engulfs this whole area.
I'm going to yell. It's in the basement, I'm assuming, right? The exits, the tunnels.
Yes, but you don't know how to get to the basement is the problem.
I don't? I would assume I did, because I did.
You know that there's a basement there, but you don't know if it's something that has been paved over, like the entrance has been, this was hundreds of years ago, so you don't know if it's something that's still easily accessible or if you need to, break down the floorboards.
Can we roll for it?
Well, what I'm saying is...
I'll yell, find the basement, and then I'm going to try to attack him. So I'm assuming I need to roll initiative.
He disappears behind the fog as the fog spills in around him and covers this whole area.
Angus, on hearing that, will I presume the icon is accurate to Plont's appearance, so he'd be wearing a wizard's hat.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll tug on the wizard's hat and he'll go,
"Oh, I'm sorry, little fella, but I'm gonna need your consent for this. Will you hop up on my shoulders?"
Of course.
Down there.
Climbs up straight away.
You're resting on his head.
Yeah.
Onwards to the vision. And I don't know. I'm gonna go underneath the stairs, I guess.
Well, that's the thing.
Under there.
The fog is so thick here that it engulfs your whole vision. The whole world turns white as this fog comes in. This mist.
I'll just sprint in a random direction then.
Whoa! Hey, shouldn't we be finding the basement?
I reach out and I grab hold of Elle's wrist.
Can I grab the princess by any chance?
She
From where I
disappears
last saw her?
behind. You try to get to where she was, and she's not there.
Okay.
The five of you find yourselves in this infinite abyss of white. Until eventually the fogs recede. And you're on a dirt trail. No longer in the tavern.
I must have had more ale than I thought. Whew.
Was that another vision?
I
So
don't
it's-
think so.
Finally come for me.
Plunk
And then-
scrambles down from Angus's back.
I should have killed him when I had the chance.
Agitha looks around. Is the fog still there?
You're muted.
Grace, you muted.
The fog is still surrounding you, but it's thinner now. And you can see that you're on a dirt track with forest surrounding you. And the countryside up ahead. But this place looks completely foreign to all of you.
Yeah, in that case then, Agitha...
Can I take a little explore down the road?
Yeah, sure. We'll cover that in a moment.
Agatha's gonna look around, and this like expression of knowing and frustration kind of washes over them, and she actually yells out into the fog, into this foreign space. So you finally had the courage to take me this time.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
We're all here.
Do you know where we are?
No, not exactly. But I've been investigating this mist. It takes people. I never know where or how long, and they never come back. Not that I've heard or seen or found. It takes people almost selectively. At first I thought it was random. But one time, I was with someone, the fog came in. Didn't take me. It only took them. And since that moment, I felt like it's been taunting me. But now it's finally had the guts to take me.
Angus, as you travel down the path, you reach a sort of more countryside clearing where there is a farm up ahead. You see a farmhouse up ahead. You look back at the group and you're quite a distance away from them. You feel as if you continue forward, it might not be safe on your own. But it's up to you if you want to continue forward to the house or not.
No, I was just going to not walk back, but yell in their general direction. Not really aware as to what they're talking about as currently.
Dear party, there's a farmhouse down here. If you would like to get some shelter from the elements, so to speak.
Agitha, have you heard anything about a farmhouse in relation to this mist?
Though if it's wherever we are, I don't think it's going to be as much of a shelter as we want it to be. But beggars can't be choosers.
Better than staying out here in the open.
I agree.
Elle, you're very perturbed over all of this. The princess is nowhere to be seen. The scorch mark of the hand print on your neck still feeling fresh. Also, by the way, everyone's got a long rest, so anybody who's expended anything suddenly feels better. But
Am I healed? Does that mean I'm
yes, you
healed
are.
too?
Yeah, you heal in the long rest.
but you've still got that mark around your neck. It's a permanent
cool.
scar.
Oh, it's permanent? Oh, that's kind of cool.
I like permanent scars. Permanent scars are cool.
Yeah.
So, the Angus, do you go back to the group or do you just stay where you are?
Nope. I would just be stood in place. With my knowledge of nature and stuff like that, I would be just perceiving what's happening around if there's any stuff that's happening. But I would just be cautiously advising.
Yeah, you hear crying coming from the farmhouse, Angus. Very soft sobs. But, Al, what I was trying to get at was, what's going through your mind right now as you've been transported to this weird place? What's going through you?
She is replaying the events that led up to where they're at. Trying to she's basically trying to like figure out where she went wrong, where she didn't notice that he was behind all of this, things like that. She's ruminating on not killing him when she had the chance. So she's not really present. She looks very distant and withdrawn in a situation she should be present in.
Yeah. Plont and Agitha, both of you are there with Al as Angus has yelled, "There's a farmhouse here. What's the next moves?"
Well, if we can take 10 minutes, I can see if there's anything magical about, but I have the feeling that we'll be surrounded by a lot of magical things.
What can happen in 10 minutes? Elle,
Yes.
Agitha, Plont. Who's that other one?
Angus and Katya.
Katyana. Her
Katyana.
name is Katyana.
You keep saying my name as if you'll know me.
We'll talk about it another time when we're a little safer.
To the
She
house.
eyes you with suspicion. The group of you rejoin with Angus as you reach this farm. You can see that the crops have withered and died. The sky is grey up ahead. The fog still, it's like a thin mist covering the whole area. But all 5 of you hear this echoed sobs as you make your way down the path towards the house.
You all hear that, don't you? That crying? It's not just me, right?
I heard it out on the road.
Okay.
Hero, I think we should check it out.
Yeah. Well, you're the hero. Lead the way.
Don't
He'll
trust it.
he'll gesture towards Luelle as he's not been. I don't think he's been formally introduced, and he just refers to her as hero.
Are you coming?
My name is Elle.
Elle.
And yes,
Fabulous name.
let's go.
I am Angus Ridgecliffe.
As he'll take the pose.
Yes, you've already introduced yourself, Angus. I remember you're a hero.
I'm a local hero from
That's
Biggle.
right.
As you get
Yes.
closer to this multi-story farmhouse that looks quite in contrast to the decaying crops that are around you, the scarecrows that look like they're falling apart, this farmhouse is fairly pristine from what you can see. Outside, sitting near the stairs of the farmhouse, are a little boy and a little girl who are crying outside. As soon as they see you approach, the girl puts her finger up to the boy to get him to be quiet.
Ah, fair children. Do not worry, we are just merely travelers who have been brought here.
Elle has her axe
Can you
out.
please tell us where we are?
Please do
It'd be
not hurt
most
us.
appreciated.
Please do not hurt us, the girl says.
I mean you no harm.
As he'll try to persuade them that he means them no harm.
She points at Elle, who's got her axe out. Please don't hurt us.
He'll put a hand up in front of her, presuming he's in the front of the group, and say,
She is just being careful, children. There's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, there is
I
something
promise
to be
you, you
worried
have
about.
my word.
There is something to be worried about. There's a monster in our house.
A monster?
Yes, there's a monster
that was
in
a
our
question.
house.
Can he
What kind of
take a few
monster?
steps closer?
The monster is... We haven't seen it, but we've heard it howl. We think it's in the basement. Our parents are in there. And our little brother, too.
How long have you been out here?
A few hours. They told us to leave and that they would deal with it, but they haven't been out and we haven't heard them. I'm so scared.
Please.
Can I tell if they're lying?
And Angus
Inside,
will
please.
draw his greatsword, kneel down, place it on the floor, and say,
I mean you no harm, children, but you have been very fortunate. I am a hero.
These are some very scared children. The boy he's not speaking, he's just clutching his teddy bear close to him. Their clothes look to be ragged in a way. There doesn't seem to be any kind of ill will or malevolence to them. They're just very scared.
I think I've seen this before. We should be careful in this house.
What do you mean you've seen this before? Was this part of your vision?
Hold on. Pulls out a spherical, dark-colored object, sort of looks in it. Yes, outlook so-so. Not sure how we should proceed.
Oh, is
that a magic
toy
8
that
ball?
you have?
No, it's an instrument of great magic.
Can you ask it if our brother will be safe? He's just a
Oh.
baby.
Will these children's
save your
brother be
brother.
safe? Ask again later. I'm sorry. Doesn't always work.
Please,
Elle goes past the children, and she looks like she's on a mission. And she opens the door. Does she see anything?
As you approach the house, that is where the camera is going to pull back, showing the house in its entirety as we fade and end today's session of Curse
Great.
of Strahd.
Fantastic.
So, that was a action-packed session.
Yeah,
Everyone,
right.
well done. Let's do our final go around, starting with Rachel. Go ahead, tell us who you are and whatever you want to say, really.
I am Rachel, or SwtBeat online, and I have been playing Luelle Goreaxe, the human paladin, who is now permanently scarred and on a mission to save her now queen, maybe.
Hi guys, I'm Aaron MP, AranMusicProductions. I was playing.
Angus Ridgecliffe, hero.
I'm still figuring out the kinks of him. He's a quirky guy. He is a little bit of folk hero fighter, and maybe he'll be doing some righteous things.
And I am Kieran, aka KaradanZero. I've been playing Plont Grefla, who is well aware of all of his kinks. And it's been fun.
And obviously we've got Katyana, played by SimoneIsSimone Katyana, who was the rogue of the party, who introduced themselves by going against the party. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation when she is back to actually have that conversation with Al.
And I am Satanic __ Bunny, also known as Bun Bun, and I was playing as Agitha Thistlecrown, an interesting investigator with unorthodox methods and certainly some inner demons going on that she has to deal with.
And I am your Dungeon Master, Unemployed Writer. And we'll see you all next time as we have arrived in Barovia, as Curse of Strahd properly begins. See you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.